Hi guys, so this is a bit of a weird video. I don't normally do things like this. It's not going to become a new normal either, but if you know me at all, you know that I get bug bites like crazy, and when I get them, they are so bad and I get so many of them, and I have some right now, and I'm always asked like what are my tips for bug bites or whatever. So I figured I might as well just make this video. It doesn't go along with my channel. Honestly, it's more for reference, so if you have no need to watch it, you don't really need to watch it. It's not going to be that interesting or funny, but because I currently have so many bug bites, I thought I would take you through my routine of how I treat them and also give you first some tips on how to avoid them, because that's obviously the best case scenario. So first, I did want to talk a little bit about the difference between different bugs that will bite you, because usually when we think of bug bites, we think of mosquito bites, and that's what I currently have now, and that's definitely what's the most common. But there are also spider bites and fly bites that can itch like crazy. So basically, mosquito bites are what normal bites are. I mean, you guys have all probably gotten a mosquito bite at some point in your life. A spider bite is a little smaller, and it's like perfectly circular, and it'll be like a darker red. Like mosquito bites tend to be pinkish or like light red. So they're a dark red, and it's usually like pretty hard when you press on it. And fly bites usually get huge. I mean, that's also just me, but they're a lot bigger than mosquito bites. And they're pretty much the same color, but they're a lot bigger. And if you feel the inside, like any mosquito bite has a hard center, but if you feel a fly bite, there's like a noticeable center that's a lot bigger. The center is bigger, and it's harder than a mosquito bite. And pretty much you can treat them kind of the same, although there are a little bit of differences. So I'm just going to focus on mosquito bites in this video because one, that's what I have right now, so that's what I can show you. And two, because those are definitely the most common types of bites. So now, how to avoid mosquito bites. My number one thing here is after dusk, do not go in the grass. Now, for most of you, you probably don't react as badly as I do, so you could probably walk a little bit, but even if I have to like walk through 2 steps of grass to get to my car after dusk, I don't do it because the mosquitoes just are there, and when you step on them or around them, you wake them up. This is not a very scientific video. I don't know if that's actually what happens, but that's how I view it as. And they come and they just attack me. So the number one way to avoid them is just don't go on grass after dusk. But another tip is if you're like sitting outside anywhere, even if you're on like a patio, obviously if you're in the grass, it's even worse. But if you're sitting outside, I highly recommend pull your legs up like any way you can, if they're bag chairs or like any way, because right now I have a bunch of bites on my legs, but I mean they also bite your arms, but it's definitely more common on your legs. And just the whole thing of if they're there, if your legs are right there, they're gonna go for that. And I will also show you guys in a moment 2 of my favorite bug sprays, because the like normal ones that you may see can work, but I haven't had much luck with them. I have 2 bug sprays that I really like and usually work. Obviously, there are flukes, like whatever happened a few days ago that I got so many now. So that's why I'm also going to show you guys how to treat it, but I will show you my favorite bug sprays. This here is one of my favorite bug sprays, and now for the bug sprays, the 2 ones I'm going to show you, brand does matter. I would not get a generic. I don't even know if there is a generic here, but this one is definitely very good. This one you just spray on like a normal one. I do recommend rubbing it in a little, rubbing any bug spray in a little, like when you spray it and then you just kind of like this. Not as much as like sunscreen, but you do just kind of rub it in a bit. This is the other bug spray that I like. This one, it kind of spills a little, but it's like darker, not darker, but it's like white, not clear. So this one you definitely need to rub in and put a lot on, but it does usually work. So I am now going to show you guys my favorite products that I use to treat my bug bites when they inevitably happen. So I actually have a prescription cream that I use for bug bites, though I've just started using it and I'm not really sure that it works that well, so I will update you guys on that. But obviously this is not something you can buy over the counter, so I'm not really going to use it right now. I'm not going to focus on it. So this is the first product that I have, and this one is the one I recommend using first. Mine is CVS brand because that was the only place when I got them in Minnesota. So it doesn't really matter what brand. I haven't tried any others, but it's really just the product that matters. These are also really helpful for temporary itch relief when you're like on vacation or something, or someplace where you cannot necessarily be putting all these like creams on and letting them dry because they're like pre-moistened and everything. So this is the next product I have. I'm not actually going to be putting it on right now because I have creams. But again, this is good if you're on vacation or if you're out somewhere where you don't want to just be rubbing in some cream and letting it dry. And then like if your hands are dirty, you don't want to do that. So this is just a spray. You just unlock it. I'm not going to do it, but you just spray it onto each bug bite. And it kind of acts like a cream, like it soaks itself in. See, no touch after application. But anyway, so that's just really nice. And it does say here, I don't know how well you can read it, but it does say kills germs. So like that is good. Like I said, you don't want to be like infecting your bug bites by touching them with some cream with dirty hands. So that's this. This Benadryl itch relief stick or other brands, I have found that there really is no difference if it's Benadryl brand or not, as long as it's pretty much the same thing. This I'm not going to use right now, but this is good for later in the course when the bug bites are kind of smaller and you just need a little itch relief. Again, you don't have to like touch it, so that is nice, but it just is not necessarily that strong that it works with these big of bug bites. And also because you can see here, like the applicator is pretty small, so my bug bites tend to get really big, so that's not necessarily the best thing because I have to like press it all over. But yeah, you just press it down and it does work a lot better once the bug bites start going away, because it does work. It relieves itch. It's just a little harder because it's a smaller applicator. This one is really just an itch relief cream, and I guess it's like Benadryl but the generic brand. But really, I've surprisingly found that this one works really well. It's kind of odd when you put it on. It's kind of like liquidy, but that's how it's supposed to be. And you just put it on. It does take kind of a while to soak in, so like it's a little harder before bed if you're trying to do it. But it definitely works really well, and I've been kind of surprised by that. And a little goes a long way with this one. Like you can do just a little bit, so I quite recommend this product. And last but not least is this Vicks Baby Rub. This is literally a baby comfort thing, but I have found that it actually works really well on bug bites. Not so much when I have tons of them, but like if I just have a few overnight. This one works really well overnight. It lasts, probably because it's meant to like be for babies. Again, not a scientific video, I could be totally wrong, but I have found that this works really well overnight on a few different bug bites. And you can see here, it kind of just looks like a gel. It smells really good too, so that's a plus. But it looks like a gel, and probably something I like is that it doesn't have to like soak in as much. Like a cream, if you accidentally rub it, it rubs off. This doesn't rub off. I mean, yes, you should let it soak in, but that is that product. And those are all my products. By far the best treatment for itching bug bites is ice. This is just an ice pack here I have, and if you just press it up against the bite, you can hold it as long as you want. It works instantly. It is so good. It calms it down, and it lasts pretty long too, which is good. I guess it kind of numbs it, so that's probably why it lasts, but best treatment ever.